Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Let's Play Broken Age. I think we're about to finish this climactic whatever is going on. So take it away.
Hey, what gives? Gary, don't you feel like grabbing?
Oh, wait, hold on.
That should have worked.
No, because Vella has to. That's right, Vella has to flip the switch. Sorry, guys, I still have to do that quick. But anyway, in our last episode, Vella and Shay were tag teaming like no other, trying to get everything, you know, figured out so that we can do this simultaneously. The whole thing about the hexapals, that was tough. Like, you actually have to know to swap the wiring around so that you basically were doing, you know, were wiring the hexapal the way it's instructed in the opposite ship. And with Vella, like, you would think that you would need her to use the fixing, you know, the fix-it hexapal wiring in order to get things fixed around the ship. But no, you actually needed to have hers, you know, play the harp so that it tickles the scarf, which I didn't think was all that intuitive. And then the swinging the flashlight thing, okay, if you imagined it to be the one, you know, a hexapal swinging the mallet, that's it's very creative. The writers are very creative. The puzzle's pretty darn challenging, but I think we got it.
Come in, Gary. It's grabbing time again.
All right, let's do this. Now that both people are distracted. Leave it to the kids to not listen to their elders.
Good work, Gary.
Good work, Gary.
It's an honor to be grabbed by such a professional.
Nice. All right, do it, Vella. Let's try this again. By our powers combined, Vella and Shay. They make a great team. Nice.
Should we do something about that? Oh, I don't think we should touch the young man's things, dear.
Are we gonna die? Are we gonna die? We're about to sacrifice ourselves for the greater good.
Late. The meltdown has started. Everybody out!
A general panic and pandemonium. Oh no, Shay!
The other ship is melting down and it's taking us with it!
There goes the yarn pals and the maidens. Uh-oh, Shay and Vella are stuck in the ship.
Over here. You have to jump.
How am I gonna jump this?
I'll catch you.
Oh no.
Mom, Dad.
Watch out!
Hey.
Oh no! Shay!
Merrick.
Where's grabbing Gary? Uh-oh. Shay! Oh gosh, this doesn't look good for our heroes. Sock 'em, kick 'em, there you go. Getting punched. Yeah, Grandpa's like, oh yeah, that's my girl. Oh my gosh, Bella, you're awesome! You are amazing.
Baker!
Yeah. I can do that too.
Bella, you're awesome. You are so awesome, Bella. Shay, you gotta do something there, buddy.
Shay!
Mom!
Jump, son!
You don't even get a running start. How is he going to... That's a long jump. No! Shay! Shay! No! Shay! Wait, is he gonna bounce on the rubber spike things? No, Shay! Yes! Wait, who's that? Wait, what?
Gary?
Gary? Yeah, grabbing Gary! Yes! I knew it! Didn't I say grabbing? Didn't I just say grabbing Gary?
Gary!
Not seconds ago. Oh no, grabbing Gary's gonna... No, Gary! Oh no, Gary sacrificed his life so that others could live. Oh, Gary. Oh well, the Mogs just turned into a big giant bridge. Yay, our heroes! Aw, this is sweet. I hope she doesn't try to punch Shay again. Good job, you two. You made a great team. Even when you were separated this whole time. Shake. Aww. Unbroken. Achievement unlocked. For my parents, Gwen, Hope, and John Ray Schaefer. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, so my immediate thoughts of the game. Well, first of all, I still have a lot of questions because just because they escaped that, does that mean that they're still free from the, you know, the people of the plague, whatever? The people behind the plague dam, or whatever you call that? Like, well, I guess, did Vella, when she basically went all terrorist on them, did she necessarily... Aw, look at that, Shay's parents. Her beautiful reunion. What I was gonna say is, did, Oh, and there's a reunion with Vella, yay! Very cute. But I mean, just because she blew up the factory, does that mean that they're safe from the Merrick's people? Merrick-I has to go and, he's got some explaining to do. Oh yes, he's getting his just desserts. So I guess, I kind of do like that the ending is a bit open-ended. Oh, the mayor. Yeah, the mayor and the new land. Looks like Grandpa's. Oh, look at the grandma sneaking away. That was a big twist. The grandma. Oh, Curtis playing the arcade. Yay. 3D Hypercrypt. That's what he said. He wanted to continue drinking his juice while playing in the arcade. Very cool. Very, very cool. But yeah, I guess it's still up in the air whether or not there's possibly more to the story, because there very well can be Curtis Craft Fair, Twyla's Threads. Oh good, Twyla made a life for herself. Curtis is selling his candle holders. Cruelty free. No trees were harmed in the production of these candlesticks. Oh, and the yarn people found, okay, well this is cool. So these little pictures do actually, I was gonna say that it's not too bad that the ending was open-ended, but it looks like they're actually, through these pictures, there's Mom repairing, that's probably the scarf yarn pal, who I guess did the wave and got unraveled and then became a star chart scarf. Oh, it's the two girls. Hardcore graphic design. Nice graphic design. That's cool. I'm glad that they got a happy ending. Looks like Father freed Harmony, and now Harmony's worshipping Father. Oh, and we finally got the giant cupcake for no, the Rocky's the one on the left. I forgot what was the name of the other one on the right. And Carol got her wow, she got her fish. She got her fish. Hopefully her marriage is saved. This is cool. With that, we don't even have to have words. You don't even have to have dialogue. These pictures in the credits, oh, the families have become friends. The parents have gotten to know each other. Oh, and there's Alex. I guess, oh, Alex found his family. Look, it's Thanksgiving. These pictures are great because you can, oh, the bird and the child. Is that drumsticks? Are these cannibal birds? Annual bridge crossing festival. Okay, so they did build that bridge. That Mag Chatra basically built the bridge between the two worlds, because that's what Vella was telling Marikai. Why don't you just bridge the two worlds together and just let them intermingle naturally? The sweater. He knitted. Yeah, Shay knitted a sweater for his parents. That's so sweet. That's so cute. I love happy endings. What I was trying to say before is that it's fine if they had an open ending, but by the pure, you know, genius of these images during the credits of the knife, our hero, aw, you can see what happened at the end. They were able to tell the story of how all of the characters ended up faring after the adventure's over. So I guess the thread is, for now, gone, and Vella and Shay are now good friends. I guess people might think, do they become romantic with each other? I mean, maybe, but I mean that's kind of cliche. Why can't a boy and a girl, like a heroine and a hero, why can't they? Do they automatically have to be romantic interests for each other? You know, I think that's a little too cliche. I can see that. I can see the ship though. I can see the ship if you want that to sail. But I am perfectly happy with them being friends, and if they end up being more when they get older, fantastic. I think that's awesome. But I can at least see them being very good friends. I really enjoyed this game. I thought that it was very challenging. I think that was the biggest thing that's in my head right now is it's not an easy game to figure out on your own. Some of the puzzles that you had to come up with, the solutions of puzzles, I don't think were necessarily all that intuitive, and maybe the programmers did that on purpose. It got really frustrating at times though, because I got to the point where I just didn't know where to look, what to do. Like, I tried my best to exhaust all the dialogue, to try to throw the objects at everyone that I came up with, but you know, it's a lot of trial and error. And that's why I can see that this game may not necessarily be for everyone, especially if you're the kind of person who just refuses to look up the answers to looking up the solutions to things. You want to be able to believe that you can enjoy the game while being able to figure things out on your own. After, you know, challenge is fine, but that's a big thing that is interesting about this particular point and click, is that it's a lot more like the classical point and clicks back in the late 80s and 90s, because those point and clicks were very challenging as well, and you know, figuring out what you needed to do could be really hard and frustrating. And when you come with a lot of the modern point and clicks now, like for example Life is Strange and Telltale's The Walking Dead, the puzzles, especially with like Telltale games, the puzzles in Telltale games are not really that challenging. You know, I mean, a lot of the gameplay in The Walking Dead, besides of course the story and making the decisions, is the quick times, and I've started seeing less puzzles. You know, I remember in The Walking Dead Season 1, there was a more classical puzzle. There were more classical puzzles in The Walking Dead Season 1, especially in Episode 1, where you had to figure out, you know, that stuff with Doug, with the remote control and the brick and that was more in line with how I remembered point and clicks back in the day. And I think that a lot of people who played the game, who maybe not have been used to point and clicks, got really frustrated with that part. And I think that might be the reason why we started seeing puzzles like that disappear in not only future episodes of Telltale games, but future games of Telltale games. The puzzle started either disappearing or just became a lot simpler. There was that one part where in, I think, Season 2 of The Walking Dead, I'm not giving away any plot, but you're supposed to have the main character figure out how to shut down a turbine, and it was literally just open the turbine and flip the switch, and that was it. Yeah, because we were all thinking, hey, that's supposed to be, you know, a big puzzle that's going to take us a while to figure out, but no, it was just a simple turn off the switch. And I think that's a little too much, because I think there needs to be some aspect of a puzzle. But that's just me personally. It's one of those things where I know why Telltale does it is because they're trying to make their games more accessible to people. They don't want, otherwise a lot of players would just get really frustrated and just not want to continue playing the game because they're stuck on a puzzle. Like I know a lot of people again were in Walking Dead Season 1, Episode 1. It took me forever and a day to figure out not only the Doug puzzle, but also the Carly puzzle when we were trying to save that girl with Carly and Glenn in The Walking Dead Season 1. So yeah, there were two major puzzles there. And it's all in finding the right balance. You know, developers are constantly trying to find a balance between giving players a good enough challenge and making sure the challenge is not so challenging that their main audience, whoever they're trying to focus their game towards, that their main audience is not frustrated by it and turned off by it if it's too hard. Games in general have just become more accessible to more players across the board. A lot of games have been more accessible to the quote-unquote casual gamer. And we can get into a debate. I mean, we can get into a big debate over, you know, whether or not that's necessarily good or bad, because a lot of people nowadays, especially the hardcore gamers, complain that games are being dumbed down. You know, games are being dumbed down, games are being made too easy. If you played like the original Nintendo games, I remember when I was 5 or 6 years old and I was playing my games in the regular Nintendo, those things were hard. Especially since you didn't have technology like, there was a time when you couldn't save a game. If you lost all your lives, then you had to start the game from the very beginning. And sometimes, you know, and nowadays there isn't even a notion of lives per se, because even if you die in a game, you can just continue. There's auto save, you know. You don't even have to worry about saving anymore. The game saves itself. And there's no concept of, oh, you only have 3 lives left, and once you lose the 3rd life, then you go all the way back to the beginning of the game. You know, there are games, you know, that are still being made that does have a life system, but they're a lot more forgiving. And again, like, do you think that these games are being necessarily dumbed down in a negative way? Or is it good because it lets more people who wouldn't otherwise be into gaming be at least open to gaming, or at least try gaming? You know, it lets the casual gamers in. So I don't know, that's a whole other topic in and of itself, and it's just something that I wanted to bring up because, you know, because point and clicks are coming back. You know, they were such a big thing in the late 80s and 90s. The fact that they're coming back, it's just interesting to see how different the point and clicks can be. Like I said, as fun as the time that I had with the game, I can definitely see people being turned off by the difficulty of the puzzles. But I think that the whimsicalness of the story and the sheer humor of the dialogue helps it a little bit. Helps in the frustration a little bit. That's probably my favorite thing about this game is the writing. The humor, at least for me, I appreciate the kind of humor that this game provides. It gets a little dark at times, and yeah, it gets a bit dark at times, and I think it even glides, it brushes into more of the adult humor side of things too. But even though I knew that the writing for this game probably happened years ago, it's still hilarious. This is a pretty timeless game. They did a good job of making sure that this game didn't date itself, I don't think. I really like the story. I really like the characters. The voice acting was fantastic. Vella is awesome. Like I hate to say it, but between Vella and Shay, Vella is definitely more, I don't want to say the more competent hero or heroine. She just has so much, she's just so brave. I mean, you saw her take out Marikai there. Like, Shay is a bit of a marshmallow compared to Vella, and a lot of it's because of the way Shay was raised. I mean, he was literally raised in a situation where, like, safety was to the extreme, and, you know, there was, like, zero chance of danger for him, thanks to his parents, which I hope that, you know, now that he's free from the Mag Chothra ship, he can at least grow up a little bit. But, no, I like the story, I like the characters, the soundtrack was great, the art style was great. I really like the plot twists, too. I thought the plot twists definitely fooled me. So, bravo to the Broken Age developers for that. I really like the concept of having each hero be in these two totally different worlds, and then in Act 2 they swapped and met not only each other's worlds, but also met the characters of the other worlds too. Like that concept in the story, I enjoyed a lot. I thought that was really cool. This is a pretty awesome gem of a game, in my opinion. I know a lot of people were annoyed that it took such a long time for it to get produced. The gaming company that made Broken Age is notorious for, you know, they're notorious for having a very long development cycle. But I think in the end it's worth it, you know. I personally didn't mind the year hiatus between Act 1 and Act 2 because it wasn't like I didn't have other games to keep me occupied in the meantime. I mean, I had Inquisition that kept me busy. I had a lot of other games. By the time Act 2 came out, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I hardly... It felt like, you know, I had only just finished playing Act 1 of Broken Age just a couple months ago when I started playing this again. But lo and behold, it came out more than a year, like almost a year and a half after the first game came out. But, yeah, I guess if you like puzzles, if you like humorous games, if you like artistic games, this is obviously not the kind of game where you get to make decisions and that kind of stuff. And the game is not meant to be taken too seriously, but it's still an enjoyable adventure. It's not action-packed, but yeah, for what it is, I appreciate it. And I hope that those of you guys who watched me play through this game enjoyed it too, and also appreciated it for what it is as well. So yeah, I think that's all that I have to say about this game now that I've beaten it. Again, I had a great time, and I hope that you guys will enjoy whatever I decide to Let's Play next. So thank you guys so much for watching this playthrough, and I guess I will talk to you guys later. So until next time, love yourselves and love each other.